Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3.
Welcome, everyone, to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party. I'm Philip Gilfus, joined by Darren Moser and Daniel Prue. So, Darren, how is it being on your second Trek podcast this month?
Oh, yeah, you guys got me. No, our friends over Second Contact, which is I totally remembered. It was a commentary show. Totally remembered that, not just mere minutes before we recorded, but they do audio commentary for the episodes of Lower Decks, the animated show. And so I kind of half invited myself on, just asked a question, but it turned into getting asked to join them for we did a commentary on Those Old Scientists, the crossover episode from from Strange New Worlds. And it actually worked out because when you're doing commentary, often, it's all about how many people you have, because you're all trying to juggle like actually talking, but also talking about the show. And, Strange New Worlds is like a full 45-minute show, which is like 3 times longer than, or twice longer. It's longer than a episode of Lower Decks, so it worked out with having all 3 of us. And it was nice to podcast with Shar again. It's been a while since that. So.
And Daniel, what about you? Have you been cheating on any podcasts?
I have not, but I did.
At least one.
I watched Prophet and Lace, which I thought was going to be the worst Star Trek I went through this week, but apparently that is not the case. So.
Oh, okay. I can't think of anything else. I usually take a break between watching Star Trek seasons. So, I, as you all remember, finished Enterprise season 3. And so I haven't started season 4 yet. Usually I like to do some sort of buffer thing. And I was thinking maybe I'll do Prodigy, but now I'm kind of annoyed because I have the Prodigy Blu-ray, or, others are available. But it's the episode 1 through 10. And now they've announced, yay, Prodigy, we're all for it, right? That they're releasing the rest on Blu-ray as the complete season 1. And I'm like, oh, so I just wasted buying episodes 1 or 10 because the next one's 1 through 20. And so I was like, okay, well, now this is just annoying at this point.
You totally wasted.
Better get in early.
Yeah, I guess that was our.
With Prodigy, maybe they'll just retract it and it'll be gone. You never know. I guess getting in early is good.
So anyway, maybe I'll watch that and then I'll start my Enterprise season 4 and watch that end. But Enterprise is not what we're going to be talking about. I talked about this a little bit, but as Daniel mentioned, there's certain so-called bad Star Trek episodes. And some of it's like popular memory. And there's episodes we've gone back and they're not bad. They're just, and so I think it's always interesting to go back and examine these bad episodes to see, A, are they really bad? And then 2, A and 2, can they be saved? Okay, we're going back in time. That was the draft 1. Now we're going to do final draft. Can this episode be saved by rewriting it and somehow using the base concept? So what we're going to tackle today is, and I didn't realize this was so early. I knew it was early run TNG. I didn't realize it was 4th episode TNG. But we're going to talk about Code of Honor from season 1 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And of course, this is when you think about this episode, if you ever do it all. This is it's that racist episode that we don't talk about with Yar. And maybe that's as much as you remember. So, Darren, I'll go to you first. Just sort of first impressions, rewatching it. I'm sure, I don't know when the last time you watched this episode, 5, 10, how many years ago? But watching it again in 2023, what were your sort of Any updated thoughts, or was it exactly as you thought?
You know, it's still, well, definitely it is. It feels like a TOS episode, like from the dialogue, from the music cues. There is so much like dun dun dun, music. Like how do we make people feel the tension of this moment? I know, a blast from a horn section that ought to do it. So there's a lot of that, but honestly, and there's definitely a lot of, I mean, you just said it, it's episode 4 of season 1. So it feels like an episode 4 of season 1. There's still little things like, things aren't standardized yet. It's like, when I call down from the ship, do I say this is Picard from the Starship Enterprise or the Federation ship Enterprise? Like, there's a lot of things that are kind of still in flux, but for some reason a cargo bay is the best place to transport from. Not the transporter.
Because my first thought, and this is my stupid thought,
a round circle on the floor, and
because my first thought was like, wait, maybe they didn't have a transporter room set. Like, of course they did. It was in the pilot episode. Of course they had the set.
Too. I thought that too. I'm like, man, maybe they had to build that, and then they used it like later in the episode, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that wasn't the reason. Okay, so I don't know why. I guess it's got to be, maybe they tried it and there wasn't enough room to do the carpet thing, and it didn't work on with the stairs and stuff. But like, it did feel.
Did we really need the carpet thing though? Was that necessary?
I feel it was necessary though, because it's showing like they are very much their customs. Like, that's what they do. They don't care that they just beamed away. They probably haven't been beamed very often, but whenever this guy walks into a room for the first time, it's got to be on the magic carpet. So all that to say,
and what
overall,
a magic carpet ride it was.
Yeah. Woo. I felt like I was able to kind of watch it again for the first time and just absorb it for what it was trying to say, as far as culture and things like that. I think this story is heavily hampered by the fact that it is basically doing instead of we took the Wild West up into up into space, we went to Africa in space. And if it had been an alien race that wasn't so humanoid, we'd actually spent some money on prosthetics and makeup and not made it look like an African culture. I think the story there is actually a decent one, but it is really hard to look past that veneer that they're putting on it. So that was my overall initial
There was
impressions.
also an odd line, again, not having watched this forever, in that first 5 to 10 minutes before we see before we see the Ligons, whatever they're called. Sorry, Ligonians.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's I forget who says this, Data or Reich or someone. Oh, they're close to humanoid.
And they're curved. And they're curved chairs.
Pretty. I mean, what are you saying that was different? I mean, it doesn't help for later.
But that's TOS. That's we can't. We don't want to say they're human. They have to be aliens that look just like humans, but with zero makeup.
I mean,
I don't know.
Put something on the nose or something. I guess it took a couple of years to learn that. All right,
it's always
Daniel.
the nose with you, Philip.
All right, Daniel. Darren was in a forgiving mood. I know you're notoriously unforgivable. What did you think, Daniel? And how long do you think it's been since you even watched this?
Oh man, it has been a long time for sure. Not only is this the racist episode, but there's a lot of healthy sexism thrown in there too, which I completely kind of forgot about. But it is just a weird, bizarre episode. Like you said, there's clearly like things hadn't really been established. Even the the con and the ops are angled in the weird way that they are when they're not facing the straight on. Yeah, it's so weird. And like a lot of they talk a lot about the prime directive.
Jordy, why
here.
are we drifting to the left? Oh, I don't know. Just it's weird trying to fly when you're looking through your side visor. Yeah.
And they talk a lot about the prime directive, and it doesn't actually really apply here, I don't think. But that's fine. It's not really.
I was very concerned about what is the technological development of this. Like, they must have warp travel, otherwise we wouldn't even be here.
Well, they have their own transporters, so they do know how to do. But the
they
thing
have
is,
energy conversion.
We're on the planet. It looks like they don't have any technology at all. It looks like they just.
Although, granted, that the technology was about equivalent feeling of like what's it called from Encounter at Farpoint Station. Like, didn't look like the old Bandy City looked like that. So I get what you're saying though, but
I didn't see any apples in this one.
Like, do we have a fleet?
Did I miss those?
Do we have a fleet of ships in, like, you know, some sort of harbor around the corner? Like, I don't know. It's so funny.
And it's just a bizarre episode. It's so weird. It just feels really weird. And like they talk about it like, man, if we really didn't need this vaccine, we just could just take what we wanted, man, or you know, we could just leave, and it's not a big. And it's like, I don't know. It just feels kind of. Yeah, I don't like the episode. Like, even
it's like, what is the message of the episode? Is the message we have to honor other people's customs, even if they're wrong?
Yeah, it feels pretty much like I think you can get away with not honoring someone's custom if their custom includes kidnapping. I think that's okay. Like, I think most people would be fun fights to the combat rituals and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's like a weird episode all the way around. And then, of course, like randomly it cuts to Geordi and Data talking about shaving and stuff. And I'm like, what is happening here? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that is the like Dr. Crusher's office, and they're just not going to shoot it from another angle. They're just, I mean, hey, props to them for making it work with what they got. But yeah, and I also love the later line where Data's whole like, I'm paraphrasing, but it makes it funnier. He's like, "Yo, is Captain be joking?" It's like Geordi's like, "No, that be in order." And it's like, why is again? It's very early Data Geordi dynamic of like, we're exploring the human condition. Have you computed the human equation this week? Oh, I have, Geordi. Let's talk about it. It's like, whoa, this is rough.
They hadn't yet gotten to subtlety yet in the Bible of TNG. They're like, Data's exploring humanity. Geordi, I'm exploring humanity this week. Now let's a little subtle. Gotta be like, I'm exploring humor. Just come in with, I'm exploring humor. Listening. It's not just rip the headline.
And the French language is outdated.
Oh, man, French language. That was. And Picard's like rightfully offended because that's right. He's French, a British Frenchman.
I mean, I also liked how I think, and I can't remember the exact quote. It's something like the ancient language of French. I'm like, he's French. He's still speaking. This isn't Latin, right? You know, I mean, it exists still. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. As to, you know, and let's go ahead and set the table here. I realize this is a podcast of three white guys, so going into racism can only go so far with us. But looking back at sort of Memory Alpha, certainly I feel like most of the TNG cast is on record as saying it's a racist episode. And I'll just say my 2 cents and we'll move on from it, because I don't have the ability to really go into it as far as I can, because it's obviously not right representation. I think maybe we can all agree, maybe. I mean, like, I'm talking about the world, not just us three. That, like, if they either diverse casting, I mean, in other words, like, they're not all black, or, I mean, just like for Imagine, it's all white. I'm not saying that's any better, but all white. No one would be like, this is a race stuff. You know, it's one of those unfortunate things like, you know, or almost any other, I don't know. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. Like, we're going to have this episode and they're all going to be this way. And it's like, no matter how you dress it up, it's not going to look great for whoever you put it in that position. So it could have been all women, and this would have been like, this is a really sexist episode. It's still written exactly the same. It's just, it would have been hard to fit anyone in that to make it really work well.
I think you just need to change it to an actual alien, like a real alien, like give him super big masks or something. You know what I mean? Like just make them really super duper alien, and then that like sort of removes
feet
that.
For arms and arms for feet. So alien.
Well, I was thinking.
I tried to think about it, and I was. As I was watching, I tried to think, okay, what if this was a Klingon planet? What if, because Klingons are all about honor and codes of honor, and they use the word honor. It's like the favorite word in the dictionary, the Klingon dictionary. And so I've tried, it was hard, guys. I was really having to work hard on it. But I was trying to think like, okay, what if this was a Klingon episode? We're down on the Klingon planet. It's all Klingon stuff. There's blood wine and knives everywhere and and all of that, but and I was like, is it a better episode because of that? I'm like, it actually kind of is. Like, it could be, if you're leaning into the, like, I get the whole, and yeah, we could establish, hey, in Klingon culture, the women own the property and that's how they have power. And I'm like, oh, it actually worked a lot better than random, we totally agree with this tribe. Picard says, what does he say? Like, similar to an ancient culture that we respect. It's like, dude, what are you saying?
Well, I thought it was so weird. Well, I think a lot of things are weird. Because like, if you were, I have to put in my mind that I'm watching this episode for the first time, and it's like there's so many things they set up that when you see it, you're like, this was not what I was told. So it's like, oh, they're close to humanoid. So I'm expecting someone who doesn't look that humanoid. And then they're also like, oh, yes, it reminds me of
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, they remind me of and I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly, the ancient Chinese. And then I'm saying all black people. I'm like, look, I'm not a great historian, but they don't look Chinese to me is all I'm saying. I don't, and I'm not saying it should have been like one-to-one, Asian casting, but I'm just like, there's a left field turn there of like, you're just setting up, this guys, before you look at these aliens, there's a couple things I want you to know about them. And like, and then like, that's not.
Well, and it's nice to know that after exporting the vaccine, they later went into the trade of exporting the wadi sticks that they tapped together.
I was also thinking about the Klingon stuff because I'm like, if this was in season 2 or 3 or 4 or beyond, just the name of it.
4 after, because it got good. At 4. We all know.
Just the name of it makes you think it's a Klingon episode, so it makes sense to just throw them in there.
I'm now picturing the fan DVDs, those collections, and they have like one on Klingons, and like somehow Code of Honor accidentally made it in there, and they're like, what is this? And they're like, sorry, we saw Code of Honor and totally thought it was a Klingon.
Worf's not even in the episode.
He isn't. You're right. I totally didn't even realize that. I was.
Do you think that guy would have stolen Worf too if he saw him?
Gosh, yeah. Well, what would Worf have done in this episode?
I was looking it up. This is one of 2 episodes.
Data had no. Season. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and I mean, there are some parts like I like the buildup towards the fight to the death. The fact that they're looking at the weapons and like, man, these weapons are really lethal. And then they hear her training and they look outside the window and you see like, oh, she's super proficient with these weapons. Like, it's going to be a contest. And then the lights light up and shoot off into the sky. And you're like, oh man, they got lights. Like, and they explode if you touch them. So I felt like that part worked really well because they had done a lot of showing like, hey, Tasha's can hold her own, where Starfleet training is unmatched. And you're like, okay, but home field advantage. Like, she knows she's been training on this thing for years. I
love the moment when she challenges I can't remember the wife's name, but she challenges Yar to combat. And the second goes, that hasn't been done in over 200 years.
Right.
I feel like somebody would need to like look up like a book. Like, can we do this? Is this something that we do? Like, how does this work? Like, nobody should know. Like, I guess maybe they just remember all of these rules, but it just seems like a lot.
Maybe hasn't been done in a generation, something like that. It's a little more rounded.
And then they come out with the
like
set of
200
bells.
years.
Shing, 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 shing,
Yeah,
shing.
that's,
And then it
that's
goes,
like, it's kind of like Pistols at Dawn. And we're like, we haven't done that since the Revolutionary War. It's like, okay, yeah, it is kind of an old custom. Like maybe
Somebody needs to look at the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this work?
the third husband is the royal rule knower, and he's got a big scroll, in the back.
Also, we need to pour one out for the poor guy, the poor spectator, who's just sitting there.
Hey, Bob, I got front row seats. It's going to be amazing. Okay, I mean,
oh man,
there to show the lethality of the situation and nothing more.
That's because Worf wasn't in the episode.
This also feels like a beam straight to sick bay kind of situation. Just, administering life-giving medicine on the floor of the transporter pad is a novel idea, doctor, but maybe we beam him straight to sick, just right onto the biobed. But
that's because halfway through the episode they're like, "Oh, we can use the transporter set. We can use it."
Had a transporter set. There was also lots of things. Again, I attribute it just to season 1, episode 4-ness. Like the Enterprise. Like I'm like in the what's it called? The conference room. There's like bushes, and they're making shadows on the wall. Like and in the quarters, there's like trees everywhere, guys. Like we're decorating the Enterprise.
Too.
Yeah, a lot of ferns. So it's just, and I mean, we've all said this, like the way they talk, the Enterprise crew, and it's still, they have this whole bit where Riker's like, "I'm not happy about you going down there, Captain. That's my job to protect you." And like, when does he ever do that ever again? Like Picard, granted, Picard doesn't go on a lot of missions, but he's
still in sucking up mode, man. He just got the job.
That's
so
true. He did.
His probationary period.
Once he gets that beard, he's like, okay, now I'm ready to not sit down. So you need to make sure that you don't die, Picard. It is interesting. It's just finding it. It's definitely finding its footing, and it makes me, appreciate other new shows where it's like, okay, we really need to give new shows like a season or two, like give them the chance that we gave TNG, that we gave these other shows, because sometimes it needs it.
Chaos on the bridge. Yeah, I had that same exact thought, Darren, about like if this was a Klingon episode, and like I said, I didn't say this, but I don't think any of us are going to promise that this can be made like a 10 episode. I mean, we're just trying to get from like 1 or 2 to like 4 or 5, and then that's an accomplishment, But like, cause like Heart and Glory, that's off the top of my head, I might be wrong. That's our first Klingon episode.
I'm looking it up right now.
Which is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not anything to write home about either.
That's the one with the death scream, right?
Yeah, Heart and Glory is episode 20 of this season.
Yeah. Whereas if this had been, again, it doesn't have to be great, but if this had been the first Klingon episode, and again, keeping it about 85% the same, Klingon captain takes or governor or whatever, takes a liking to Yar, blah, 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 blah. And then, I feel like it works without any kind of weird connotations. And then you can, it's an alien civilization, and it's the Klingons. So you can see that there's kind of on the same technological plane as the Federation. So it's not like that's a weird thing. And the Prime Directive, I think, Prime Directive always has like 5 different tenets. I think this is the observe local wall.
What is the Prime Directive? We don't know what it is yet. We just say it's there. Well, and with And that's the other thing, because that was TNG's big thing was, hey, we have a Klingon on the bridge. Hey, we're going to actually explore Klingon culture. Because remember, like, it's just post TOS. Yeah, we've got a couple of movies with them in it, but we don't know anything about Klingons. We don't know anything about their, like, society. So this would have been a great episode to build that. Although I don't know what we would have done about the vaccine. Like, I really don't see the Klingons like giving us the vaccine unless they're more, I don't know.
This
I
is
guess
early days.
That part feels harder.
This is where like their alliance and their, because if you remember that first Klingon symbol we saw,
true. We're not
has that Klingon
war.
symbol with
That's
the Federation symbol on it.
Well, you wouldn't need the vaccine part of the story if they were Klingons, because the reason the whole thing, the vaccine is like, it prevents us from like going against these people. But with the Klingons, you could just say, it could, well, this could lead to war or something like that.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It could just be your diplomatic relations that you're just trying to hold on to at that point.
It's really awkward that Worf isn't in this episode, but you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you'd have to find some way to do something with Worf. And you don't really want to take anything from Tasha because she doesn't have too much. But
no, I think Tasha would be the same. I think Worf would be the one on the bridge being like, yeah, that's kind of our way. Like, they're totally in the right as they view it. Like, he would get a lot of Counselor Troy's lines that she and some of Data's that they researched, because he's the expert, so he would know. He's like, yeah, it's on the Klingon rule books. You could do this, but nobody really does this anymore. But yeah, like, he's not wrong. Like, his people, his bridge crew is not going to be upset about this. And even the whole like, yeah, you're not the captain anymore. I'm the captain now because the lady chose. Like, that feels very Klingon. Like, I like that aspect of it.
Would Worf be the one to trick Tasha into admitting that she was attracted to the Klingon captain?
Worf, you tricked me.
I also like how in the Enterprise, and I don't think we've ever known this, they just keep a treasure trove of ancient artifacts to give away as gifts. They're like, go into the treasure room. Century, what do we got? You know, 4th century something Chinese.
It's replicated. We're not going to tell them that it's replicated. We got a million of these things. Well, I'm just looking up. This is after the Naked Now, so there's still no tension between Tasha and Data. There's no like side eyes of like, oh, you like this guy, but you know. You say we never happened, you know. But
it's just every episode you're at the end saying it. This never happened to guys. It's just Oh, I did notice, and maybe because I'm watching, you know, quote unquote HD quality. I guess I didn't get. I noticed that what are they called? The Lutanians, whatever they're called, are scarred. Like both the guys have noticeable makeup scars. I noticed
that too.
Are they warriors? Like, I didn't get, like, what am I even implied? What is that supposed to mean?
Like, when you get married, do you traditionally, like, cut the cheek of your spouse or something? Like, it feels like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ligon 2. Okay, that's it, yeah. Who directed this? Oh, it was 2 people. Yeah.
Also, I feel like this is.
Do we know for sure that this is TOS like script?
This is as I said, this is the same writer who wrote SG-1.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that for half a second. So, I don't know if you ever saw this episode, Daniel, but there's an episode in the first season as well of SG-1 where what was it called again?
Extinction or no? It's sort of the E.
Emancipation. It's basically this episode. We go to an alien planet and it's like Tibet or Mongolia. Sorry, it's like Mongolia. So they're Mongolians, like they're straight up Chinese. Mongolians, you know, in their tents. There's more Chinese. Anyway, so they have the whole like, I see a woman and I want her, and so she's mine now, and the big thing is like women have to have their face covered and they have to abide by the, their property. And at the end they win. And then the last shot is like the veil that covers like the women's side of camp versus the man's side like drops, and the women are happy that they're freed. And it is every vibe of this episode like in Stargate. It is not a well-loved episode. It did not age well at all.
So this guy's got one bag of tricks.
I was not surprised to learn that he wrote this episode as well.
Oh, it's a woman? Okay, this lady has one bag of tricks. Okay.
Oh, is it Catherine Powers?
Yeah.
She never wrote any other Star Trek?
She wrote Past Prologue in Deep Space Nine. Third episode in what season was this? Season 1, episode 3. She's got that season 1, episode 3.
Lock her down.
So what was this one?
It's
Rescue
one more
of Bajoran. No. The Bajorans being attacked by Cardassians. The state of Turner is a known member of a terrorist organization and demands his return. Asks for political assignment. Later, Odo spots him with the Duras sisters. Man, this is a crazy episode.
This is the Duras sisters.
Making covert discussions. Yeah. And we
bringing more
Garrick,
of that TNG magic.
more
like
Duras. What is?
Right.
Give me the plot. What is this about? Yeah, it seems very muddled.
That Stargate episode was because I, not the fan that Darren is, so I bow to him.
Oh, he wants to blow up the wormhole. That's the plot. He wants to blow up the wormhole. Then Bajor will have no motivation to join the Federation. So he's basically a terrorist, and we're not sure if we're going to treat him as a terrorist.
I have vague memories of that. That's about it.
Oh man, she wrote a lot of Stargate. She wrote like 10 episodes of Stargate. And some of those are actually decent. So maybe she found her footing when she moved away from no vaccine and no Lieutenant Yar.
Yeah, I think with Code of Honor, again, with all the many fixes that need to be made, even though it's a Yar episode, could have used more Yar. Like, I mean, about like her. I mean, it would have been nice to learn something more about our backgrounds, as we know, like 3 things. But it's almost like lean into it if it's a Yar. Like, I almost didn't get enough Yar, or at least her expressing more than she's, likes to work out and fight, which is fine, and has healthy sexual attraction, which is fine. But I'm like, anything more than that?
Yeah, we get the holodeck. It kind of feels like an issue early TNG had where it is Star Trek, but it is Star Trek with an ensemble cast, which is very different than TOS. Like TOS, you're allowed to learn about Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Like that is who our
McCoy.
Episodes are on. Maybe McCoy. He's a dotted line, but yeah. So then for TNG, like we're talking to Data, we're talking to Geordi, we got Tasha doing this, we got Wesley's showing up on the bridge. Like Riker's got his bit. Like everybody's got something to talk about.
Because I think another problem with this episode, well, there's many, but what could have saved this episode is it's very talky. And again, early days, I'm not trying to fish in a barrel here. But if there was a B story, I feel like this would have tightened things way up. And it's like you said,
you're right. There's no B story. It's like a really giant A story.
There are little bits of things, but it's not like a story.
Like the Data shaving and but like that's not even a full story. That's a scene. That's a B scene.
And then the Wesley stuff, but that's again not really a story either.
I feel like that's like a B story that's been planted in the ground, starting to germinate. There's like one bud, and then they squash it. Like, what's the Wesley thing? Because it's almost random that like. Again, unless you've been binge watching this, the whole like 3rd episode of like Wesley's not allowed on the bridge, as you remember from Encounter, and
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I hope this is syndicated, buddy. And then it's like we let him sit at ops. Pretty big deal. Like, that's not like the you can stand in front of the environment section that we've turned off. Like, this is like the major control of the ship.
Give him Science Center 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. That makes total sense. You're what are you doing? You're detecting methane in the atmosphere of Lagota 2. That is what you're doing, not ops of a Galaxy class starship. Just saying. Just saying.
I feel like the main story was like 3 pages too short, and then that's why they just added this random shaving scene and the Wesley stuff. It's like, because it's not enough to be its own story. It's not telling anything. It's just sort of like filling time to get to the other stuff. So.
Because they hadn't shifted to the A/B model, which would have, I think, worked way better. You would have to cut down a bit from. But the B story always supported the A story. So it wasn't like, and then the Enterprise separated and half of the ship left and that's our B story. And the A story is the saucer that's stuck on this planet. It's like, no, maybe the B story was kind of about the medical crisis. Like, again, it's supporting the A story, but like it gave Dr. Crusher something to do. And it, I don't know. Okay, guys, and at the very, very end. Okay, guys, we've got the vaccine. We gotta get it to the death toll is catastrophic. Warp 3. Yeah, I'm like, wait. Just what are these? This number seems a little low. Are we leisurely heading towards that planet? Like, maximum warp, dude. Like, come on.
I loved how, like you said, they built it up all episode. Even have the Beverly scene midway through, where she's like, "Do something, John." He's like, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it. What do you want me to do?" And then at the end, everything's solved. We're all just lounging in our chairs on the bridge. Yeah. Like, Picard's like, "Riker, why haven't you set a course yet?"
And Riker's like, dude, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to sit down.
Meanwhile, 20,000 people died.
But you know what? This makes total sense now. This is establishing Picard's pattern of speed of giving orders. Totally makes sense now. Why in First Contact, he's just looking at the cube. There's another ship dead. There's another ship dead. And then he's like, okay, fire. And we're like, wait, what was that 20 seconds that we waited while 3 Federation starships got blowed up that you could have been firing on that section? I get it. The pause for dramatic effect, but come on. Time is of the essence.
The other thing, too, is... with the whole thing of the vaccine is just bizarre, but also for sure there's a rule about Starfleet officers not participating in ritualistic combat, I assume, right? Like, I know that she says like Yar's like, I can do this, but also like she does kill that woman, like they say a lot.
True. They made a they said we could give you logs that showed you died.
Not on the ship. That's the rule. Remember, Worf's. We call it Worf's rule. Not on the ship. That doesn't count.
But they're doing this. But they are literally doing this. Like, if
I'm gonna go kill Duras, but not on the ship. It's totally fine.
I'm just saying, this is in service to Starfleet. Like, this is like a diplomatic mission to an alien planet, and they just said, "Okay, I guess we can do this."
Admirals speak like, so wait, so give me, so you let your officer fight to the and kill the basically queen of the planet. And why was this? Oh, medicine. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Oh boy. Well, there was one other early days aspect to it. And I'm trying to remember where they were. I think they were on the bridge, and they were doing like an officer conference. I'm like, I don't remember Picard being this open to opinions later in the series. Like, Now, has
Yeah,
everyone
true.
had their
Was
say? Ensign, you at Science One. What do you think?
Science One.
Somebody go get Worf. Let's see what he has to say.
Now I'm wanting to for the cover art for this episode, it'll just say Code of Honor, and it'll just be a shot of like Worf for some Klingons. Like totally wrong episode. But who's gonna know? Who's gonna know?
Death Howl. That was it. That was the one.
Yeah, the Death Howl.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, I think as a total statement, it is not really a redeemable episode. Maybe the Klingon angle, I think, could have made it work. But I can't. Besides that, I can't see a way of rewriting this into prosperity. I know you said we're just trying to make it from a 1 to a 5, and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be too ambitious. I'm realistic, but also like you said,
it's not
Karen,
Spock's Brain where we immediately solved the problem and we're like, it's an amazing episode now.
By the way, and I mean again, hopefully things would not be the same. If this was a TOS episode, and this is Uhura fighting to the death, I mean, this is going to be like a 7 TOS episode. I'm just saying.
That's true. It's not going to be Yeoman Rand. Like, it's like you got 2 women on the ship, so what? Or maybe Chapel. But yeah, it would have been Uhura. She's the main. That makes sense.
No vaccine and no Lieutenant Uhura.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way, but okay.
But like I said,
yeah,
I get that it's the 4th episode, but like as you say, Darren, the music is and look, season 1, I'm forgiving. They go a little synthy with the soundtrack. It's a little heavier than it is later. That's fine. This is straight like 90% there is music playing during this episode, and it's like this is just TOS. I mean, this is not even trying to be like we're a different show.
Is TOS? Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So yeah, still an unfortunate episode, but could we have done better? Certainly so. All right, Daniel, any final thoughts?
This was fun. I wanted to just mention that if people are interested in these kinds of episodes, we've done a lot of Is It That Bad? I mean, it's been a while. I think our latest batch was back in 2021, but we did a whole bunch of different episodes from different shows, including The Last Outpost from TNG. We've also done
The Last Outpost. That might be relevant.
Yeah, we've also done like Spock's Brain and Move Along Home and all of that. Last Outpost, yeah, it might be.
All right. Well, Daniel, any final thoughts? Should this just be taken out of the canon? Is it fixable? What do you think?
It's just a weird episode. Yeah, it's really bad. It is what it is, though. It's. I guess we can't get to like season 3 of TNG until we sort of grew past all of this sort of stuff. It's just unfortunate that it had to be so bad. But it is what it is, and like I said, it's you look back on it and you say, wow, at least they learned a lot of lessons from this sort of stuff. So onward and upward, I suppose.
And Darren, are you rolling out the red carpet for this anymore, or are you just straight kidnapping?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a missed opportunity is when Picard and crew beam down to the planet. There should have been someone else with a carpet there to roll it out for Picard. Like, is he not the dignitary? Like, should he not? And he's just like, so do I only have to follow this? Like, can I walk anywhere I want? Or what are the rules? It's like Daniel said. I don't know if there's even a nugget of an idea here, or if you really should just start all over, but maybe the Klingon angle would help a lot. But it's just season 1 Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Not season 1 of Growing Pains. That's a different show.
No, that is true. Do not watch that one.
Though oddly enough, Catherine Powers wrote season 3 episode.
Not in that one either.
Anyway, okay. All right. And then we'll just keep going through season 1. Next one is Haven. So we'll go ahead and talk about Troy's arranged marriage.
Stop,
and then that'll be... All right.
This is why we became City Alpha 3, so we could talk about other things besides bad TNG episodes.
Well, in honor of the writer's strike, we can just go to the end of season 1 and season 2. So just talk about those. All right. Well, until next week, I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Brew.
And I'm Darren Moser.
Stranded here on City Alpha 3.
Cut!